Hey folks, today we're going to talk about a tweet from a guy named John MacArthur. Now John MacArthur is a big pastor in California. Big guy, lots of followers, lots of people turning to him for instruction, lots of people turning to him for teaching, lots of people turning to him for an idea of how to live, how to make it through this life, how to be a Christian. In this tweet he says, and I'll paraphrase it as best I can, we are a nation in rebellion to God where there is liberty and social justice for some. Now, quite honestly, I think he's right on all 3 points. We are nations that are in rebellion to God. We are nations where there is liberty and social justice for some. But I don't think he's right in the way that he thinks he's right. I'm pretty sure he meant this to be a facetious tweet. He was trying to be sarcastic. He was trying to maybe even trying to get people to chuckle and think, wow, he's being really clever today. The truth is, he's dead on. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to talk about today is that idea that we are a nation in rebellion to God. And we're a people in rebellion to God. Because it kind of infuriates me. It infuriates me when a leader says these sorts of things. So when he says we are a people living in rebellion to God, I say, fine, what's your part of it? Because you have hundreds of thousands of people following you on Twitter. I don't know how many people you got following you on Facebook, or even if you're on Facebook or Parler or any of the other places that we may or may not bump into one another. You have thousands of people coming to you on a Sunday morning. There are millions of people who are buying your book, looking to you for guidance, looking to you for instruction, looking to you for teaching. You are held up in esteem. You are held up as a person of authority in the church. So when you say we are a people living in rebellion to God, I say, do you accept your role in that statement? See, I used to work in a Japanese company. I used to work for a company called Keihan. They were a subsidiary, a sister company to Honda. And while I was working for them, one of the things that I discovered, one of the things that I was taught about the Japanese management mentality, one of the things that I truly love, and I've carried forward into my life, at least in many ways as I could, was their understanding of the importance of the manager. Now, it's not because the manager has the power and the manager has the authority and the manager is the one to call the shots. The importance of the manager came down to the associate, to the employee, to the people that the manager supervised. You see, when one of those people made a mistake, yes, we talked to the person who made the mistake, we talked to the line worker, but then we would also talk to the immediate supervisor. And we would talk to the supervisor's supervisor. And we'd talk to the line manager. And we'd talk to the department head. And the question would be the same. Your employee failed. They built the part bad. They made a huge mistake. It cost the company thousands of dollars. But did you, as the supervisor, provide them everything they needed to succeed? Or did you leave room for them to fail? Did you give them everything they need to succeed, like the training and like the equipment, the proper running machines, the right parts? Did you give them enough breaks? Did they understand the importance of what they were doing? Had they been in this position long enough that they could do it unsupervised? Whatever the case might be. Or was there room in their standard operating procedures, how they were supposed to do this job, was there room in those procedures for them to make a mistake? See, the way the Japanese looked at it was the workers do the work. The manager makes sure that the workers have everything they need to do that work perfectly. It comes down to leadership. So when a leader points out the failures of those they supervise, of those they lead, of those they teach, the leader must also acknowledge their failings. You see, John MacArthur has been spending a lot of time promoting Trumpism. Spent a lot of time letting the world know that we need to vote Republican and we need to vote for Trump, and he is God's chosen, and he is going to lead us out of the decay of what this country has been, and he is going to lead people into a world of light and freedom and a place where there is no Roe and Wade and there is no John and Jim living together. Christian nation. But where's the teaching of Jesus? Right? If we have a nation of people who are being disobedient, and for what it's worth, that's something that the Bible tells us we're always going to be, a people who are disobedient to God. It's our job to try not to be. Where is the mercy of Jesus being taught? Where is the love, the kindness, the charity? Where is the call that Jesus puts in our life being taught? Where are you calling people to Jesus for salvation? Not out of fear, not because they're going to burn in hell, but because they're needed in this place to do the work that Jesus asks us to do. You see, pastors like John MacArthur have been instructing their followers. They've been instructing their followers to follow a human being, a very mortal and a very broken human being. They've been instructing their followers into the world of ideology, into the world of idolatry. They've been spending their time worshiping the idols that come with legalism, that come with fear, that come with insecurity. They've not been following their people to follow the gospel of grace and love and mercy. They've not been offering their followers the liberty that is found in a relationship with Jesus Christ. What it's worth, I'm still pretty impressed that he's right. That these are nations where liberty and social justice only exist for some. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. I pray that as you come across these teachers, as you listen to their messages, when they're devoid of love and mercy, when Jesus is barely mentioned except as a footnote, where they call us to follow a political understanding, a political ideology. And by politics, I mean politicians. You'll reject it and return to the simplicity, to the challenge of being with Jesus Christ. Amen.